Today is March 15th, 2026. Welcome back to Null Myco channel. Let's dive in. First up, the big one in consumer AI video. According to Mashable Tech News, in a piece published March 14th, 2026, insiders say OpenAI is gearing up to integrate its Sora 2 video generation model directly into ChatGPT. If this plays out the way it's being described, you won't just be chatting with text or images, you'll be able to ask ChatGPT to generate full-on videos from prompts, powered by Sora 2, inside the same interface. Mashable reports that this would effectively turbocharge ChatGPT's capabilities, turning the chatbot into a kind of all-in-one creation studio. Imagine, you describe a product demo, a short film scene, or a marketing clip, and ChatGPT not only writes the script and storyboard, but also generates the video on the spot, using Sora 2. That's a massive shift in how everyday users, creators, and businesses could produce video content, and it raises a lot of questions about copyright, deepfakes, and platform policies, especially given what's happening with some of OpenAI's competitors. Because on the other side of the world, another AI video giant is hitting pause. Engadget Tech News reported on March 14, 2026, that ByteDance has reportedly suspended the global rollout of its AI video generator, Seedance 2. This follows a wave of cease and desist letters from Disney and Paramount Skydance after the model sparked controversy in China, just a month after launch. According to Engadget's summary of reporting from the information, Seedance 2.0 quickly drew heat when user-generated clips, including a viral AI video of Brad Pitt fighting Tom Cruise, raised concerns that copyrighted material and likenesses were used in training without authorization. Hollywood studios weren't amused. ByteDance told the BBC back in February that it was taking steps to strengthen current safeguards to prevent unauthorized use of intellectual property and likenesses. But now, according to Engadget, the company has essentially hit pause on taking this tool global. Gizmodo Tech News also covered this story on March 14, 2026, under the headline, ByteDance's controversial AI video model reportedly on hold globally due to copyright disputes. Gizmodo framed it more bluntly. If you were hoping to generate John Wick-style action sequences starring your favorite celebrities, that dream is on hold at least via this particular service. The Gizmodo piece underscores the same central tension. Hyper-capable generative video is colliding hard with copyright law, personality rights, and studio power. So you've got Mashable reporting that OpenAI is pushing Sora deeper into ChatGPT. At the same time, Engadget and Gizmodo report that ByteDance is being forced to pump the brakes on similar tech because of copyright fights. The theme here is clear. AI video is racing ahead technically, but the legal and ethical rails are being laid down in real time, often in the form of lawsuits and takedown letters. And this isn't just an issue for creative tools. AI is reshaping platforms and infrastructure everywhere, including places you might not expect, like social news sites. Engadget Tech News also reported on March 14, 2026, that Digg has shut down, at least temporarily, for what its CEO is calling a hard reset after the site was flooded with bots. According to Engadget's write-up, Digg relaunched in open beta and within hours was targeted by SEO spammers and sophisticated AI agents and automated accounts. CEO Justin Mazel wrote on the homepage that the team simply wasn't ready for the scale and speed at which bots found and overwhelmed the platform. They banned thousands of accounts, tried internal tools and third-party solutions, but it wasn't enough. Mazel admitted that votes and comments couldn't be trusted because of bot activity, which basically breaks the entire premise of a community-driven site like Digg. The company is now downsizing and keeping a small core team to rebuild, with original founder Kevin Rose rejoining full-time. Engadget notes that Rose and Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian only recently bought Digg back, hoping to restore the spirit of discovery and genuine community from the early web. Instead, they ran straight into the modern reality. The internet is now heavily populated by AI bots, and if you don't design for that from day one, your community can be hijacked almost instantly. So, on one side, AI is generating ever more content. On the other, AI bots are overwhelming the very platforms meant to surface genuine human content. That raises a huge question. How do we build trust and infrastructure in a world full of AI agents not just on social platforms, but deep in the technical stack? Is less than has honed. Zero hash is greater than. That's where our next two stories come in. Trust networks and standards for AI agents. On March 14, 2026, a post on Hacker News highlighted a project called Joy from Atropic AI, under the title, Show HN. Joy, trust network for AI agents to verify each other. This was shared to the AI topics section of Hacker News, and the core idea is pretty simple. As AI agents increasingly work with each other, delegating tasks, calling each other's APIs, and composing workflows, there's currently no scalable way for one agent to know if another is reliable or safe. Joy, accessible at choosejoy.com.au, is pitched as a trust network for AI agents. According to the Hacker News post, it offers decentralized vouching agents can vouch for each other after successful collaborations, weighted trust scores where more credible vouchers count more. Capability discovery, so you can find agents by what they can do. Cryptographic verification, using ED2 5519 signatures. Vouch decay, so trust expires over time. And Sybil resistance to prevent fake vouching rings. The network already includes over 6,000 agents and 2,000 vouches. The analogy they use is SSL certificates for the web. In the same way HTTPS and certificates became invisible but critical infrastructure for secure websites, Joy is trying to become critical infrastructure for multi-agent AI systems. Before an agent delegates a sensitive task, it could query Joy to get a trust score and vouch history for the other agent. That's one layer of defense against malicious or low-quality agents in an increasingly automated ecosystem. In parallel, another story from March 14, 2026, published on Dev Community, describes agent format, Kubernetes-Style declarative definitions for AI agents. This article, from Dev Community, explains a vendor-neutral spec called agent format, which tries to standardize how we define AI agents, much like Kubernetes standardized how we define infrastructure. The Dev Community piece breaks down a sample, AGF, in YAML file into 5 sections: metadata, identity and versioning of the agent, interface, the input-output contract, like a schema, action space, tools, MCP servers, and sub-agents the agent can use, execution policy, how the agent reasons react, sequential, and so on, and constraints, budgets, limits, and governance rules. The idea is that any framework, LangChain, custom Python, in-house tools can read the same AGF, AGA.YAML file and spin up an equivalent agent in its own environment. The parser has no dependency on a specific runtime SDK, which makes it easier for large teams to share and govern agents across different stacks. The Dev Community article ties this into broader emerging standards: MCP, which is about how agents use tools, A2A, which is about how agents talk to each other, and agent format, which defines what an agent is. It also highlights governance features like Titan-only constraints, where child agents can never exceed parent limitations, and 2-layer policies combining agent-level and organization-level rules. Put Joy and agent format together, and you start to see a pattern. As AI agents become more autonomous and interconnected, we need both a shared language to define them and a reputation layer to decide which ones to trust. That's foundational if we want AI agents to operate at scale in finance, healthcare, operations, and more. Now, from infrastructure and standards to one of the most consequential domains for AI, war. Unwire, HK, a Hong Kong tech news outlet, reported on March 14, 2026, that Ukraine has decided to open its battlefield data to allies for training AI systems, especially for drones. The article, written in Chinese, explains that Ukraine's Minister of Defense, Mikhailo Fedorov, announced a new cooperation framework approved by the Ukrainian cabinet. Under this framework, Ukraine will share battlefield data with allied nations and defense companies to train AI software for unmanned systems, while the Ministry of Defense retains ownership of the original datasets. After 4 years of war with Russia, Ukraine has accumulated what the article calls globally unmatched combat data, including millions of labeled frames from tens of thousands of combat flight missions. This is being treated as one of Ukraine's most strategically valuable assets. Fedorov stresses that in every technological cycle, Ukraine must stay ahead of Russia, and AI for drones and battlefield automation is the next frontier. This story connects directly to another one being discussed in the AI topics section of Hacker News. A Time magazine article titled Rise of the AI Soldiers, dated March 9, 2026, and linked on Hacker News on March 14, 2026. The Hacker News entry itself is mostly just a pointer. But the timepiece explores how AI-powered robots and autonomous systems are increasingly being integrated into warfare, from drones and ground robots to decision support systems that help commanders choose targets faster. Taken together, Unwire, HK's reporting on Ukraine's battlefield AI data strategy, and Time's rise of the AI soldiers, you can see the battlefield becoming a massive real-world training ground. For AI, the ethical stakes are enormous. Who controls the data? What rules govern these systems? And how do we prevent a destabilizing arms race in autonomous weapons? AI is also transforming another battlefield, the human body, and specifically, cancer research. Tech News Kaji Sinbo, a Taiwanese tech news outlet, reported on March 15, 2026 Taiwan time, that's March 14th, UTC in the feed, about a new AI tool called Magic, developed by EMBL in Germany, the European Molecular Biology Laboratory. The article in Chinese describes how scientists are using AI to test a century-old theory that links cancer to chromosomal abnormalities. For decades, researchers have suspected that certain structural abnormalities in chromosomes, not just mutations in individual genes, may play a key role in how cancers begin and progress. But systematically testing this across huge datasets has been incredibly difficult. According to Tech News, EMBL's Magic system uses AI to analyze large-scale genomic and cellular data, helping researchers map patterns between chromosomal changes and specific types of cancers. This could finally bring quantitative evidence to long-standing hypotheses about how chromosomal instability drives tumor formation and potentially open up new diagnostic or therapeutic strategies focused on detecting or correcting these abnormalities early. It's a reminder that while a lot of AI headlines focus on chatbots and video models, some of the most profound impacts may happen quietly in labs, where AI is sifting through biological complexity that humans simply can't parse at scale. From cancer labs to labor markets, how vulnerable are jobs to all of this? On March 14, 2026, another Hacker News entry in the AI topics section pointed to a GitHub project by Andrej Karpathy titled AI Exposure of the U.S. Job Market, hosted at github.com/karpathy/jobs. The Hacker News post is very minimal, but the project itself is focused on quantifying how exposed different U.S. occupations are to AI capabilities. While the GitHub repo is the primary source, the idea is to take detailed job descriptions and tasks and score them based on how easily current or near-future AI systems could perform those tasks. That gives you a map of which roles are most automatable or augmentable. It's not just about, will AI take my job, but which parts of a job are susceptible and how that might change hiring, training, and wages. In the context of everything else we've covered, AI video tools, reshaping creative work, trust networks for agents, AI pilots in warfare, AI in cancer research, this kind of analysis is critical. It helps policymakers, companies, and workers understand where to reskill, where to double down on human strengths, and where regulation or support might be needed as AI continues to roll through sector after sector. So to recap today's landscape, Mashable Tech News reports that OpenAI's Sora 2 video generator is reportedly coming to ChatGPT, potentially making video creation as simple as chatting. Engadget Tech News and Gizmodo Tech News report that ByteDance has put its Seedance 2 AI video model's global rollout on hold after copyright disputes with Disney and Paramount Skydance, highlighting the legal minefield around training data and celebrity likeness. Engadget Tech News also reports that Digg has shut down for a hard reset after being overwhelmed by AI bots and SEO spammers, showing how AI-generated traffic can break traditional community sites. Hacker News' AI topics section surfaces Joy, a trust network for AI agents from Atropic AI, and the agent format standard highlighted on Dev Community, both aimed at making multi-agent AI systems more interoperable, governable, and trustworthy. Unwire. HK covers Ukraine's decision to open battlefield data to allies to train AI for drones, while a Time magazine piece linked via Hacker News' Rise of the AI Soldiers explores the broader militarization of AI and autonomous systems. Tech News' Cody Sinbo reports on EMBL's Magic AI tool, which is helping scientists test a century-old theory connecting chromosomal abnormalities to cancer, pointing toward potential breakthroughs in oncology. And finally, Andrej Karpathy's AI Exposure of the U.S. Job Market, shared via Hacker News, works to quantify how vulnerable different jobs are to AI, grounding the employment debate in data instead of speculation. Across all these stories, a few themes jump out. AI is getting more powerful and more integrated into everything from art to war to medicine to work. But that power is colliding with copyright law, platform integrity, governance, and ethics at every turn. We're building not just new tools, but new infrastructure standards like agent format, reputation systems like Joy, and hard political decisions like Ukraine's battlefield data strategy. If you want to dig deeper, you can check out the original sources, Mashable Tech News for the Sora and ChatGPT story, Engadget Tech News and Gizmodo Tech News for ByteDance and Digg, DEV Community for agent format, Unwire, HK and Time magazine for the AI and war coverage, Tech News Cody Sinbo for the EMBL Magic Cancer Research story, and the Hacker News AI topics section, plus GitHub for Joy, and the U.S. job market exposure analysis. That's it for today's AI News Roundup for March 15, 2026. If you want more curated AI updates like this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let me know in the comments which of these stories you think will have the biggest long-term impact. AI video in your chat app, AI soldiers on the battlefield, or AI quietly changing how we diagnose cancer and think about our jobs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.